Market opens in about 15 minutes. So we're going to do our pre-market breakdown, see what we are expecting for today. There's no news today, so it's a decent thing. It's good. Middle of the week, Thursday. Not much to really be worried about. No news, so get this out the way. Okay. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Always got to do this before market opens just to get an idea of what we could potentially expect. Blase blah. Don't really have to go over why we need to be on the charts before market open. So there are a lot of people talking about these Asia shorts. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about these Asia shorts. Right here. Tapped into something like a 30-minute gap or something like that. Tapped into this 30-minute gap. And we had just beautiful, lovely LRL lower. This was a trade right here. Yeah, I chuckle because this is just sexy, bro. We have boom, LRL there. We end up running that entire leg all the way back down to new week opening gap. Just beautiful. Hopefully we can get something like that today during New York Open. But let's come to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour, see, we bounce off new week opening gap. SMT at those highs right there. ES seems like it's going lower. Have also nice LRL there. Maybe we'll save that to be ran later. Maybe we're still bullish. Who knows? Let's drop down to the 1-hour chart. 1 hour, we did fill that entire new week opening gap. Inside of this 1-hour gap, seems like we're going to have LRL coming down as well. Boom ski like that. Seems like we're going to have the same thing there as well. We do have SMT at those highs, however, so it's not 100% necessary for us to come back up here, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like these draws are high resistance. Yeah, looks like this draw right here is high resistance. So let's drop down to the 15, see what we got. Beautiful LRL on the 15-minute chart. On NQ, you guys can see nice LRL right there, along with the fair value gap. So, and there's none of that back to the downside. So we're going to see what we can get. We also have this 15-minute gap right there. Have relative equal lows here. However, not like too worried about it though, because even if we do run those, I'd like to see those get ran before we buy. But just on this 5-minute chart, it's kind of beautiful low resistance here. It's not as, stacked up as I'd want it to be, especially after you zoom in lower time frame. It starts to look a little bit worse. On a 15-minute time frame, though, it looks good. So we'll see if we reject out of this. We'll probably head to these equal lows. Knowing that there is high resistance, knowing that there is LRL above with relative equal lows below, I would want to see price favor one side first before we take shorts or longs down to that area. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution higher. We'll see if we can get this AMD Manipulating. You're trying to manipulate me. Manipulate. So that's what we got for today. Just kind of gonna react to see what price wants to do today. Can definitely build an idea for shorts. Could definitely build an idea for longs. Since we have both, we're just gonna wait around. We have about 10 minutes to market open, so we'll see what we can produce and how we react out of this 15-minute gap. So. All right, market opens in 12 seconds, as you guys can see. We have disrespected this 15-minute. We didn't disrespect it, but we're respecting this 15-minute bearish gap. Also, still within this gap on the hourly time frame, we have now taken out those lows, beginning to come back up now. To inverse this gap right here. Getting to inverse this gap right here. I mean, still below this 15-minute. Still below that 15-minute gap. I mean, we could buy this. It's too late now. Look for some sort of continuation higher. I just wasn't a fan of the structure, honestly. Like, I'm sure somebody caught it, but just wasn't a fan of the structure. It just wasn't super clean. Like, if anything, we'd obviously target these highs right here. I mean, we'd have got break even. So if anything, this would have been the trade. Just like that. Would have got edged. It's probably a 30-second here. I wouldn't mind. I would actually, because we don't have any real draws lower. All right, so since we swept out this high, got an immediate reversal. This 930 wick is now an extremely high resistance liquidity, extremely high resistance draw. Yes, it is relative equal highs. However, it is extreme high resistance. It does now become very apparent to me that we're potentially going to head down to these lows, which is the sell side liquidity. So we're going to look for a trade to attack that sell side liquidity. Could enter off of the CISD. Not a fan of it, but it is an option. Probably work out, but it's not really my favorite entry. Not my favorite. I want something clean to set up. We've gotten a couple clean trades this week, but they set up after 10 a.m. and I faded all of them. So maybe we get another situation where we have a beautiful 10 a.m. Reversal. We'll see how it plays out, however. Have first was in a fair value gap right here. Have first was in a fair value gap. This is the same thing as yesterday where, this 1 minute is very small. So us inversing it doesn't really hold much weight. And I had a lot of people trying to tell me that, hey, that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. I've been doing this way longer than you have. Trust me. Way longer. So even if we do end up inversing this gap, it doesn't mean much to me. Maybe I could enter sells right here. the CISD. We're going to try these sells. After hit first is in a fair value gap, overall draw is going to be, look, we're in a sell. So we need to buy back one. And overall draw is going to be the sell side right here. Inside of that 15-minute. Inside of this 15-minute gap right here. It's a good break-even point. After we break those lows, we should see speed. Should see a lot of speed and volume after we break those lows right there. Overall, it is pretty obvious to me now that price wants to draw lower. We are within this 15-minute gap, so we'll see how we react out of that. And anything above right now is really high resistance, so I'm just targeting the next low resistance liquidity. Could also have an idea for taking profit there at the body closure of those candles. You got to be worried about this 15-minute a little bit. See how we react out of that 1 minute gap. I want to see that be respected still. We should respect that if we're going to be bearish. Got a nice reaction. Need to see a closure below here. Below these bodies right here. For some confirmation that we'll want to possibly continue being bearish. And if we don't get that closure, then some reevaluation may be necessary. Give us a good closure here. Not the best. It's not a good closure. Not a good closure. So now for me, if we come up and inverse this gap, then I'll more than likely be closing above this gap if we inverse it. Still wanting to see that CISD, however. All right, got the CISD now. Let's see if we can get a flush. V shape. We're probably gonna have to close here. Yeah. All right, so I just don't like longs, bro. I mean, and I can't admit that we did definitely short inside of that 15-minute. But I just don't like longs there. Because everything above there is just high resistance. I mean, in that 5-minute, you could see if you want to respect that. But we could see if we want to respect that 5-minute gap. But definitely seems as if now that we're going to go for it. Could take those buys up there. Nah, I can't bring myself to do that. There's just nothing leading up there, bro. Just empty highs, high resistance liquidity, bro. I can't. V-shape out of the 15-minute, just relative equal highs. Yeah, this is just a high resistance draw, honestly. Definitely dug up a little bit. Starting to respect that 5-minute nicely. Can we try these on? I mean, we got the delivery out of the 15-minute gap. It's definitely V-shape. Just nowhere for. There's nothing stopping us getting up there except just really high resistance, but definitely does seem like the next obvious draw the way price action's looking. Definitely dug into a very deep discount here. If we do take longs, definitely our trade would be something like this. We might try them. We might. Alright, maybe there'll be another setup. Like, obviously I can't take those now, but bro, how am I supposed to anticipate that? I was waiting for the close, bro. Like, I was waiting for the close. Obviously we're gonna inverse it. I was waiting for the close. Brutal. Yeah. I mean, I was definitely waiting for the close. Do have this 15-minute here that we could still long off of and target these highs up here, which isn't a bad play, but did inverse it on the 15-minute. These 15-minute longs look good anyway. That'll be the next trade that we give a shot. Potentially, a 5-minute for shorts doesn't seem ideal, but it does on a lower time frame. Let me guys just show you that 5-minute gap that we're getting ready to tap into. This liquidity that we have below looks nice as well. If we come down and inverse that gap, but like I said, this is the next draw. This M15 already inversed. We could definitely just take buys here. That would be warranted. I mean, these buys definitely are not bad. What's that 5-minute short idea? It's playing out. Come on, don't fill me all the way down there, you bitch. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're going to sell, so we need to buy back one. Take out those lows. And to see price continue lower here. And then this is overall trade. Definitely want to see price continue lower, especially after breaking through here. If we do start pushing back up higher, then we'll be out of these. But let's see price take those lows again, so we can have a little bit more room. A little more room to go break even. Just get this right real quick. That'll be first. This will be second take profit. Just want to give price some room to see how we want to react out of here. My fills have been pretty late. I don't know. Maybe my computer's been on too long or something. Maybe price is just moving too fast. I don't know. Never really had problems getting filled slow like this, but completely closed that entire 5-minute gap. So it's nice to see that we have no resistance getting down through there. Broke through those lows, going break even there. Remember, first take profit is going to be this right here. Then second take profit is this entire leg. In theory, we shouldn't play around at those lows at all. Like, we genuinely should not play around at those lows. We should just blast right through them and continue lower. Or we could go all the way back to break even. It's also an option that you can never forget about. Can never forget about the break even option. That's always a thing as well. Okay. Price action isn't really delivering anything today. Down like what, 40 bucks. Yeah. This is just not good. I wanted to get filled somewhere here, but we definitely got filled like there. Either way, it's not good. Let's look at this chop. Would have been better off not taking a trade inside of this chop. I'm done for the day. This is terrible. Absolute barcode. Inverse of 15 minute. Respect the 5 minute. Yeah, we just don't continue. Like literally almost nothing worked today. And I'm sure somebody caught these longs. I don't like this trade at all. It's a terrible trade. You're just targeting high resistance liquidity for one. Yeah, you got the delivery, but there's really nothing there at all. It just happened to work out. I like the shorts a lot more. Had a lot of LRL. Had a lot of stack lows down here. Also had nice trendline liquidity. With our overall target, only downside is that it's right after us inversing a 15 minute. But the speed out of that was nice enough for us to give it a shot. So I hate these longs. Love the shorts. Shorts just did not play out. Yeah, PA is probably going to barcode, so I'm off of here. I'm going to make content for the rest of the day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.